How to save money at any grocery store.
The most expensive items in the store are usually at your eye level.
I used to be in 6 figures of debt, and these are some of my best tips for saving money on groceries when money's really tight, but everything's gotten expensive and stupid.
This is what $115 gets you. Let me show you.
Where's the food?
We were able to get some Ritz crackers, one
That's not
thing of
food.
cereal, some ramen.
There wasn't one actual piece of food on that counter.
What if I told you food doesn't have to be this expensive? Most people think high grocery bills are just the new normal, but they're not. The truth is, you have way more control than you realize. Eating out all the time, buying name brands, door dashing every single meal, that's exactly how your money disappears. In this video, I'm showing you the food and grocery hacks most people don't know about, simple ways to cut your bill without sacrificing what you eat, home-cooked meals, smarter shopping, and habits that actually save you money. If you're tired of feeling broke every time you go to the store, this one's for you. And by the way, I'll also be featuring some of your comments in today's episode, so if you want to be in the next video, definitely make sure to leave one down below. Super quick, guys, before we get into the video, because it's the holiday season, I'm doing a $200 cash giveaway. There will be one winner and it's completely free to enter. All you need to do is hit the link in the description of today's video. Now, subscribing doesn't increase your chances of winning, but it will keep you informed when I pick the winner at the end of the month. And if I pick you and there's no response, then I'm gonna have to give it to somebody else. Happy holidays, everybody, and good luck.
This is the #1 thing that I do to slash my grocery bill. Backed by popular demand, this is how to save money on groceries. This person wants to temporarily cut their grocery bill by more than half, and that sounds incredibly high, but I have people in my comments regularly saying that my methods have saved them hundreds of dollars a month. So hit that follow button because this is a series you're not gonna wanna miss. Here's the tip. Let things run out. The less you buy, the less you waste, and the less money you will spend. I'm not talking about your staples like milk and eggs, but...
Oh yes, the staples. You saw what she wrote there. Don't let the coffee run out. That is 100% true. If I run out of coffee, all hell is breaking loose. I can't function. Now, I admit I have a caffeine addiction, so I have to have my morning cup of coffee, as well as the half and half that I put in it, because that obviously complements my coffee addiction. I need it to be slightly less bitter.
You will be okay if you do not have all of your favorite foods all of the time. Your kids will survive if they don't have crackers and granola bars in their lunchbox for 3 days. When I buy cereal, I buy the 3 for $10 at Walmart. But a weekend when we run out of Rice Krispies, do I go buy more Rice Krispies? No, I wait until all 3 boxes are gone. And if 4 days before grocery day, we have no cereal left, we eat oatmeal or toast or yogurt. And if we have none of those, I make a batch of muffins. It will be okay. And it forces you to get through all that stuff in the back of your cupboard that's probably gonna go stale.
Yep.
Spaghetti sauce will taste just the same on your macaroni noodles. You run out of apples, oranges are fine. You're out of olive oil, canola will do. Brown sugar subs for white sugar. Apple cider vinegar instead of white vinegar. You see where I'm going here. We use what we have, and you probably have something, and it'll be fine. So let things run out. Okay, that's it. Have a good day.
This is an awesome food hack, and this is one that I do on a day-to-day basis. It is a rule that I follow in my household, and I take it even a step further. See, an issue that I have noticed is with certain foods, if I buy them in bulk, they go to waste. Vegetables, fruits, things like that. So what I try to do is if I'm purchasing something like that, I'll purchase a small amount of it, but I keep a larger amount of frozen foods, frozen fruits, frozen vegetables, and that is my way of not letting it necessarily go to waste. Because I bet you so many people, and I've had roommates in college, so I see the habits that people have, things go to waste very frequently and very often because everyone has their favorites. And the thing is, you buy other things that accompany that are kind of, mid-tier. They're not your favorite thing. So those things go to the back of your fridge, the back of your cabinet. They expire, they go bad, you throw them out, you rebuy them again. It's a bad cycle. This is a topic that you guys have been leaving tons of comments on that you wanted me to cover, grocery hacks and things like that. So I have finally accumulated enough videos where we can talk about this, and I am super excited. Anyways, I wanted to read a couple of the comments that people had left on that TikTok. We use what we have. I like this. I'm learning to do this because I'm moving in 2 months. We've started to eat some weird dinners, but it's fine. Exactly. Think about it. And this is why it's so taboo to some people. If you're moving, essentially, you're not going to want to carry or bring all your perishables and groceries to another place or another state or however far it is. So you try to eat it up and you realize all the other things that you bought that are just sitting in the back of the cabinet that you really don't even need to be buying. So even moving to essentially is a great way for you to start looking through all the stuff that you have, and it forces you almost to look through all your stuff and throw things out. It forces you to look in the back of your closet, to look in your attic, to look in your garage. So it sucks. Moving sucks, but it definitely has some pros to it.
How to save money at any grocery store.
Let's start with my favorite.
The most expensive items in the store are usually at your eye level.
Look at the price and then watch it fall from $10 down to $2.
Try to do most of your shopping on the outside aisles. It's when you make a turn like this one, things start getting pricier.
And when it comes to seafood, skip the fresh and head to the freezer.
You can save 20 to 40% by just buying the frozen.
For fruit and veggie, buy the whole, not the pre-cut.
Markup is crazy. For example, pre-cut apples are 5 times the price of this entire bag.
And pre-cut onions, 400% more.
Your best day to shop is usually on a Wednesday. Not only are they restocking on that day, most stores are still going to honor the coupons from the week before.
You can also save by using self-checkout.
It helps you stick to your list.
Follow for more easy tips.
Self-checkout helps you stay to your list and save money. Interesting. Didn't know that. What's super cool, and I also didn't know that the items in the middle were the most expensive, but essentially maybe there's more name brand. I'm not entirely sure. I guess just the marketing, and we've made videos on this on the channel of, really taking a step in and looking at how corporations and these giants are marketing and manipulating you. And if you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend you do. We talked about the grocery store, just a sliver of it in that episode. And it was crazy the amount of marketing and studying and scientific data and research that goes into the layout of a grocery store, more than you would ever know. So it does make sense. People are lazy. Things at eye level are easy to grab. So guess what? They mark it up and they can make 1, 3, 5, 7% more than had they put the expensive stuff on the bottom. This is genius marketing. Now, obviously, this applies to people that grocery shop. And obviously, like I said, there are levels to this. We have eating out or purchasing and then having it delivered, most expensive. Eating out might also be even more expensive than that. And then you have meal prep plans, which, could be good, could be bad, depending on your lifestyle and how much money you want to save. And then obviously the cheapest method is processing your own foods, cutting up your own fruits and vegetables, buying it frozen. You pay for convenience. Think about it. The more convenient it is in life, the more expensive it is going to be. As you know, I'm always looking for real practical ways to save money on groceries, especially when healthy food somehow ends up being the most expensive part of the cart. And that's why I'm really excited that today's video is sponsored by Merrifield. Merrifield is a completely free app that literally rewards you just for buying better for you brands. You shop like normal, scan your receipt, and you instantly earn points for the healthy products you already buy. And if you shop online, places like Instacart, Whole Foods, or Amazon, you can link those accounts so you're earning points automatically without even lifting a finger. It's one of the easiest passive savings you'll find. They've even partnered with a ton of well-known brands like Applegate, Amy's, Bragg, Crofters, Hue, and so many more. The exact stuff people choose when they're trying to eat cleaner without getting ripped off. And the points you earn, they turn into real gifts. Amazon gift cards, Target gift cards, Starbucks, Sephora, places you actually use. It's simple, it's fast, and it makes sticking to healthier choices way more rewarding. So if you want to save money while still eating better, then definitely make sure to check out Merrifield. You can download it completely free using the link in my description or scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Again, huge thanks to Merrifield for sponsoring the channel, and let's get back into the video. Anyways, I wanted to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on the previous grocery prices are out of control episode. If you haven't seen that video, highly recommend you do. And if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. This guy knows what he's doing. Family of 4. I budget $200 per month for groceries. We do not receive any type of government assistance, but I keep a decent stockpile, and that's how I'm able to feed us so cheap. I have coupon for over 10 years. That is another awesome tip, using coupons. We do not pay for toothpaste, shampoo, soaps, razors, any of that type of stuff, but I keep food stock too. I use cashback rebate apps a lot. like today's sponsor. And I also take anything friends and families give us, which happens pretty often because they know I'll use it. We eat what we have. We don't go out to eat or do any type of fast food. I cook and bake a lot. I mean, geez, this entire video, she summed up into pretty much one comment right there, all neatly packaged with a little bow on top. This is an amazing comment. This is the way to do it. Now, I have tried getting into couponing here, and it is a little bit of a learning curve, I will admit, So I would love to hear those that are extreme couponers or couponers. Let me know down below. How do you do it? I've used the buy one, get ones. I've used some coupons, but I don't get enough. I'm pretty sure they don't stack. So I don't know how you guys are getting all these products for free. I am so intrigued, and I'd like to know how, but that's just a new thing to me. I mean, I do use coupons here and there, but feel free to let me know.
I used to be in 6 figures of debt, and these are some of my best tips for saving money on groceries when money's really tight, but everything's gotten expensive and stupid. Okay, my first tip is to make a list and don't go grocery shopping when you're hungry.
Yes.
When money's tight and food prices are so high, you need to go to the grocery store with a plan. You gotta stay focused and buy what you need, not what you want.
Yep.
Avoid pre-cut fruits and vegetables because it's overpriced and stupid. That little container was almost $7 when you could get a whole pineapple for $3. Like, look, this little container is $7, but you could get a quarter of a watermelon for $3 cheaper. I also avoid pre-made meals. When you buy stuff like this, you are paying for the convenience. $8 for a chicken quesadilla, yeah, you can make it much cheaper on your own. Save a lot of money when you avoid name brands. Yes, it may only save you $1 or $2 an item, but imagine you buy 25 items. It could add up to $25 to $50 more in your whole grocery cart just because you bought name brand. And that's what we call stupid. You're trying to save money on groceries, you gotta go generic. Also, while we're in the cereal aisle, please avoid stuff like this. Stuff like this is so overpriced. Like, look, this one thing when it's not on sale is almost $2. You get a whole box of cereal for $4. Stupid. Oh my god, I thought I found a dime on the ground. It was a lug nut. I was so bummed. Just because something's on sale doesn't mean you need to get it. If this is buy 2 packs of soda, you get a third one for free. Ask yourself, can you afford $20 worth of soda this week? Drinks have gotten so expensive in my opinion, so honestly, I just stick with my water. Next, if it's possible, I would only go grocery shopping with cash. This will help you stay focused on only buying the things you need and not the things you want. It could help keep you within the parameters of your weekly or monthly food budget. It's also important to focus on the unit price of an item. When you see that little number on the price tag, that's indicating to you what it costs per ounce or per pound. This really helps when you're trying to get the most bang for your buck. That box of rice is $2.17 a pound, but this big bag of rice is 80 cents a pound. Something else that could help you save money while grocery shopping is signing up for their rewards program. I went to my local grocery store. I saw there were so many items that were marked down because of the rewards program. This is a great way to get some coupons, or they might have a point system where you get money off your next bill. Grocery stores tend to put the most expensive items at eye level because that's typically where we're looking, but sometimes they put the cheaper stuff all the way up top or all the way at the bottom. Don't fall for their tricks. There's also a ton of apps out there that collaborate with grocery stores, bakeries, restaurants. They discount food that's about to go bad, so you could get some good deals because they'd rather sell it at a cheaper price than have to throw it out. Next time you go grocery shopping, use some of these tips and hopefully you save a little money. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.
These were awesome tips. Excellent tips. My 2 biggest takeaways from that, ones that were different than ones we covered, is buying in bulk if and when you can. If you're single and you're like just one person, then maybe buying in bulk for the most part might not make the most sense because things might expire or go bad. But funny enough, at the time of recording this video, just yesterday, I had ran out of my massive family size bag of rice I bought from Costco like 2.5 years ago. It has lasted me that long. But back in the day when I was a college kid, I would buy like a new bag of rice every single week to make my meal preps here. So think about it here. The one thing I learned is just because it's cheaper up front doesn't mean you're going to be saving money. Maybe that moment you are, but buying in bulk, thinking more frugally, you save more money in the long run. It might cost a little more up front, but look at how much more you get. And that also applies with the whole eating out or buying a meal that's been prepped. We've talked about this, I think, in the past here, but if you're somebody that's, eating out all the time for lunch, let's say at your work, and that's costing you $25 to pop at Chipotle every single lunch, then meal preps do have their place. Maybe you just hate cooking. That's okay. Meal preps are between like $10 and $12. You could save a lot of money that way, cut your costs in half. But for many other people, that might be too expensive and it makes more sense for them to cook home-cooked meals and meal prep, and they can save even more money. It really depends on what your goals are, and there's usually always a way we can reduce the cost. And lastly, again, paying for convenience. Things are more expensive the more convenient they are. If you are going to buy ready-made meals, if you are going to buy pre-cut foods and fruits and vegetables and whatever else, single-use items, they are going to almost always be more expensive in the long run. Or you're just not going to get that much products. So yeah, maybe buying the ingredients might cost more upfront, but you might get 3 times the use out of them compared to buying that single-use product. That might only get you a couple of days compared to like 2 weeks. I'm surprised that you don't do couponing. Yeah, again, I do think there's a pretty difficult learning curve to couponing. I mean, it's just something that I've tried learning and it's tough, but I do use the apps, as we know, and I do like to use coupons that I do find in the mail if it aligns with the products that I want to purchase. Single servings aren't just overpriced. The planet cannot handle all the single-use packaging waste. Don't even get me started on that.
Money saving tips that I've learned the hard way. Eating at home is always cheaper than eating out. Even when you don't have the time or energy to cook, buying convenience foods like frozen dinners may not be the most economical meal, but they will always be cheaper than going out to eat.
Yeah, that's true.
I always try to integrate a few...
Like she just said, yes, cooking at home is the most economical way, but sometimes we just don't want to cook, and that's okay. So instead of eating out, you can buy a ready-made meal still at the grocery store, and it's usually significantly cheaper than Uber Eats, DoorDash, or going out to eat at a restaurant. 9 times out of 10.
Don't feel like cooking options into my regular grocery shopping. Use less. Now, this is pretty standard, but I'm going to give you a specific example. I'll buy 3 pounds of ground beef and divide it into 4 meals instead of 3. You really won't miss the 25% in any specific meal, and you get a free bonus meal. Evaluate what you consume. And I mean this content-wise, don't compare yourself to others. The people who post amazing meals and recipes usually don't have a grocery budget. Cut out anything that makes you feel inadequate. When you're making a menu, try not to pick out just a random handful of meals. Try to find recipes with similar or overlapping ingredients, or find multiple uses for everything that you buy. With that said, limit the number of new recipes that you try to a couple per month or 1 a week, and if it calls for an ingredient that you don't have, look up substitutes for that ingredient and always try to find something you already have before buying anything new or specialty.
Yeah.
And lastly, if your food tastes bland, add salt and pepper before you add anything else. Salt is a natural flavor enhancer and it's pretty cheap. You'd be surprised how far salt and pepper can go before dipping into your more expensive seasonings or spices.
Again, excellent tips. The easiest way to save money at the grocery store is to not buy snacks. I agree. I do not buy any snacks. I know that sounds crazy. For the most part. I don't buy chips. I don't buy soda. I really don't buy candy unless it's on sale in the back of the Target for 90% off and it's the previous Halloween or Christmas candy. That is the only exception because I'm getting that stuff for like 20 cents on the dollar. It's amazing. Etc. It's all so expensive nowadays and it's junk that doesn't fill you up anyway. And with the shrinkflation that's been going on here, you're getting scammed so bad and ripped off so bad when you buy snacks nowadays, especially name brand ones. I love snacks just as much as the next person, but I can't justify spending that much money on something I won't even get a meal out of. What I like to do with my fiance, things that we like to try to save money and budget with, things like that. If we want something or crave something, and this is more of a health aspect that we try to take, we have this thing where it's like, we're going to make it. If we want it that bad, we can make it. And it's not only healthier because there's less ingredients, but that would also show us how bad we really want it. So let's say we want cookies. Instead of going to the store and buying them with 9,000 ingredients, if we really want that, we would make it and it would have 3, 4, 6 ingredients, however many ingredients are in it. And it really shows us whether we're just craving it for a couple of seconds or if we actually want it versus it sitting in our pantry, easy to reach, easy to grab. Out of sight, out of mind.
I'm sitting here in my car, extremely overwhelmed and defeated feeling about how expensive it is to feed your family as clean as possible. And I just want to know, where are my like crunchy families? And what does y'all's budget look like for food? Or how are y'all saving money in that area? Because something has changed. I just went to Aldi and honestly, I'm going to make another video about that.
Interesting. wanted to hear more of that because I was about to say, I didn't want to like stereotype her in any way, but the first thought that just came into my head was shopping at like Whole Foods and Publix. I have friends I have gone grocery shopping with that complain about the prices of groceries and stuff, but they buy Wagyu beef, steaks, just expensive name brand stuff, and then can't understand why it costs so much. It doesn't make sense. Inflation, da 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 da. And they will go at the sound of, I go to Aldi's, Walmart, and Costco. I wouldn't do that. I would never go to Aldi's and Walmart. Some of them would go to Costco because I guess Costco has a better reputation. And on that note, I think if you can afford a Costco membership, it pays itself off. It really, really, really does, in my experience. It's getting to the point where I don't even go to many other grocery stores. It's really Costco and Aldi's. And that's pretty much it. I can get, for the most part, everything I need. The best part, too, is you can bounce around the different, it's not like Costco in specific. You got Sam's Club, you got BJ's, and right around the holiday season, they have crazy discounts on their memberships. You can get BJ's, I think, for $20 for the year. Then after that, if that expires, you can hop over to Costco and, get a $60, Costco card, gift card back to you on the membership, making it essentially free. Then you can swing on over to Sam's Club and just keep repeating the cycle and essentially just have a free membership. Not only that, I fill up my gas at Costco. So that's another way I offset the cost of the membership. I utilize my grocery store app coupons and purchase all my produce loosely, not prepackaged. There it is again. I love, some of you guys really got this down pat. I walk to the store, so it limits my buying as well. That's not everybody, has the privilege of doing that, but that's pretty good if you can do that for sure. I meal prep for the week. That is what I do as well, and buy in bulk. Then I have a list with prices written down and use my calculator while I put things in my basket. I average $30 to $40 a week, but it is only me. Food is my weakness, so I only use cash. I hear that. Food is definitely my weakness too. Before I started budgeting food, I could easily spend up to $500 a month. I eat much healthier now because I won't afford prepackaged junk. I utilize my library and check out really good budget cookbooks and use YouTube as well to find delicious recipes. I am a crazy foodie and have come a long way when it comes to my food spending. I am also a crazy foodie. But in my mind, maybe I can offer some advice to you guys too. Instead of going out and trying different foods at restaurants that cost a fortune, they are marked up so high for certain foods. To offset something like that, I would buy it at the grocery store and treat myself. I might buy something I would never cook, or I might buy a treat, a pre-made meal at Costco, which they have good ones here. I could buy it for like $15 and have not only enough to feed myself and my fiance, but enough for like the following day. $15. That would have cost me like $60 to $70 had I have gone out to eat at a restaurant. So you can splurge and still do it on a budget.
Did y'all know that you can buy hamburger meat by the case at Sam's? I had no idea until last year when I bought this on a whim. And this one box lasted us 8 months. And my favorite part is it's already prepackaged for you. You don't have to do anything. You just throw it in the freezer. It's more convenient and it's cheaper than buying it from the grocery store. Now this is the 93.7, which at my Walmart runs about $7.50. This case comes with 36 packs of hamburger meat, and those 3 packs just tear apart. But these come out to about $6.17. And if I did my math right, we're saving like $1.30 a pound. That don't seem like much, right? But it comes out to about $46 we saved. And in this economy, we're saving every penny we can. So now you're probably wondering, how do you go about getting this? Some people said that they could just go to the counter and ask at the meat department. I'd prefer not to go in the store. So we ordered on the app and do pickup. And if you just search the term case on Sam's Club app, you'd be surprised at what kind of things you can order by the case. Now, y'all let me know in the comments. Do you think this is worth stocking up on? Because I definitely think it's a really good deal.
Now, I don't eat red meat like that, but if you do, then that's definitely a way. But I think the principle can be applied to a lot of different things, especially if you can afford to buy bulk and have the space for it. Doing it for non-perishable stuff is excellent. I mean, I buy ketchup, a 3-pack at Costco, and rice, and things that essentially have a longer shelf life, and I don't have to constantly buy it. And I've done the math, and it is almost always cheaper to buy it in bulk at Costco than it is to buy 1 or 2 at Walmart, which, you know, I didn't think was possible. Even buying their great value, it's cheaper to get name brand at Costco. Crazy.
The name brand of all of the same exact thing, same size, same weight, was $130. Let's see how much we save by getting the generic brand. So we saved $2. This is half the price. We saved 60 cents there. Almost $1 savings for the same exact thing. Save a lot of money on the soda. $3 savings. Let's pay 2 bags. This was only $87.
Wow.
I just got $128 worth of groceries for $45. Let me show you what I got. 2 boxes of the Magnum ice cream bars, 4 of the Pillsbury biscuits, 2 bags of the Tyson Anytizer boneless bites, 2 of the 6-count of Dove soap bars, 2 Old Spice deodorants, an Old Spice body wash, a tube of Crest toothpaste, 2 of the Pam spray-on things, I don't know what these are called, 2 of the Panera broccoli and cheddar soups, and 2 bags of the Ritz toasted chips, 1 in veggie and 1 in ranch. The grand total was about $128, but after the Publix coupons, everything was $63.82. Then I went on Ibotta and uploaded my receipt, and I got $14.50 cash back. After further investigation, I will be getting $2 back from Pillsbury because I bought 4, which would be 2 quantities, so it'll be $15.50 in Ibotta cashback.
How did I know this was Publix? Whatever she's doing is exactly what I tried, using the Publix buy one, get one, and then stacking it with coupons, and then getting rewards in all the different apps that are offered, like Merrifield. So it's a great way to triple stack, and if that's what you're into, by all means, go for it. My only issue with doing the Publix stuff is it wasn't the healthiest of foods that were offered. The manufacturer rebates, the buy one, get one, like she was showing you here, Magnum ice cream and, you know, what is it? The Ritz crackers and stuff like that. I just don't eat because it's junk food and highly processed. So it wasn't really a huge thing for me, but there were some instances when I liked it. The toothpaste, shampoo, even buying toilet paper or paper towels. That's when stacking deals like that, it really is a great way to save money if you have the time to do that. And there are even some creators online that post the weekly updates at the local grocery store and make it very easy to follow along.
To all the other countries that wonder and say that Americans are just fat and lazy and they don't do anything to better themselves, this is what $115 gets you. Let me show you.
Where's the food?
Facts.
We were able to get some Ritz crackers, one
That's not
thing of
food.
cereal, some ramen.
None of that.
There wasn't one actual piece of food on that counter.
Yep.
Everything on that counter was a snack. You are proving what they're saying. You're lazy. Most people who scream and cry that food prices are out of control, most of them are just lazy. You don't want to do the work to prepare cheap and affordable meals. I'm not going to ignore the fact that I could bag up some eggs right now, sell them on the corner and make a killing. I understand food prices are
paying for convenience. There we go again. You're not poor. You're just lazy.
kind of high right now. A long time ago on this app, I was making a series, Growing Up Rich versus Growing Up Poor. It highlighted how I grew up poor and my wife grew up rich. It showed some of the meals that my mother had to make us. And trust me, we got fed. I made another video on this app. You can get for $12 chicken, potatoes, and veggies and feed like a family of 4 for like 2 nights. That's spaghetti, burgers, enchilada, anything you can go out to the store and buy or a restaurant and buy. My mom made it home, a cheap alternative way, but she made it home. Let's for argument's sake, yeah, you can have snacks, but every snack on there was name brand. Where's the great value? Where's the knockoff brand?
Not only that, I was just at Costco the other day looking through the produce aisle and some other stuff. Buying pasta, so cheap. A bag of rice, $25. We're talking like a 4-pound, 5-pound bag. Potatoes, $4 for like a 4 or 5-pound bag. Bananas, a whole thing of them, $1 at Costco. $1. It doesn't get any cheaper than that. I mean, you can easily create meals on a budget and it could last several days. So I love this. You're not poor. You're just lazy, and we live in a comfort, convenient crisis, and that's why people don't have money. They don't want to admit it, but it's true. No meat, no veggies, no fruit, no eggs. WTH, right? Not even eggs. This lady is complaining she spent $115 on snacks. And none of that is going to actually fill you up. They've bioengineered all of those foods so that you eat more and don't get full on it. I promise you that's the truth. Potatoes, onions, cabbage, lettuce, chicken, and raw pasta haven't been hit by inflation too much. Maybe chicken a little bit, but everything else, not really. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts about this grocery hack episode that I made down in the comments below. If you have a hack that I didn't cover, feel free to let me know. I would be very interested in learning. If you are into extreme couponing or you agree with some of the methods that were shown here today, I'd also like to hear your thoughts on it down in the comments section below. But with that being said, smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you haven't seen my previous episode on shrinkflation, I highly recommend you check it out right after this. Peace.